Hello dear students, we were discussing the characteristics of living organisms. We discussed the food in detail. Now the next topic is growth. Here you can see that a seed, it grows into seed. Here there is a seed, from seed it is growing into a seedling, and then this seedling slowly will grow into a new plant, and after growing certain length or height, it start giving the fruits and seeds or whatever the products that you get from the plant, and then after completing its lifespan it will fall down and die. Similarly, here you can see a baby, slowly it grows to a boy and then to an adult, and after a certain age he passes away. So this way growth and then death, both it is there for, and once if it is born, or all the living organisms, they grow and they have a lifespan. The next characteristic is all the living things, they move by themselves without any external force. Now see here, you can see a frog jumping. Okay, it jumps from one place to another whenever it needs to move. If you check the animals like dogs, cats, cow, buffalo, human beings and all, they can walk, they can jump, they can run also. But if you see the plants, they don't move from their own place to another place, but what do? See, the sunflower is a very good example in which the movement is visible to you. Now a sunflower always turn towards the sun, that means it follow the path of the sun. So when the sun is here, the sunflower is here. Okay. Now as the sun turns towards this side, see here, when it is turning like this, the sun can be seen. Here the sun is there and the sunflower turns towards it. So this type of movement can be seen in the plants. And sometimes you might have seen, if you keep potted plants near the windows, what happens? They turn or they grow towards the window where they get the sunlight. Okay, so these are the movements in living organisms. And plants, they don't move completely, but some part of their body moves. Okay, and non-living things, they do not move by themselves, and if they have to move, they need some external force. Now look here, if you look at this picture, you can see a person responding to the glare of bright light. How, when bright light falls on your eyes, what do? Immediately you try to close your eyes. So whatever changes that are taking place around you is called the stimuli, and according to the changes, what reaction you give is called response. So here, falling of the bright light on the eye is the stimulus, and response is closing the eye. Okay, so every living organisms, they respond to the stimulus. It can be any type. If there is too much of rain, some plants may get affected. If it is too dry, then also they get affected. If too much of chemical fertilizers and no water, then also they get affected. Similarly, even in animals, any type of sudden cold is there, or if there is too much of rain or too much of hot, whatever it is, accordingly we human beings also give response. There is a plant called mimosa or touch me not. It is there in our biotech, nearby biotech you can see. This plant, if you touch it, if you touch one part of the plant, that area all the leaves will get folded. All the leaves will get folded, and after some time it will open by itself. So this is a quick response to the stimulus of touching it. Okay, so even in plants you can see some stimulus can be very clear. Usually the stimulus in plants are not very visible, but in this particular case it is very much visible, or you can see it easily. Now see here, usually a plant grow upright, right? Here you can see, here is the sun, and towards the sun the plant grows. But if you keep it in a pot and keep it inside a room nearby the window where the sunlight can come through the window, you see what can be seen. The plant start bending towards the window where it is getting the sunlight. Okay, it is moving toward this. Okay, so these are all responses that you can see in living organisms. Now another characteristics of living organism is that they breathe or they respire. Respiration is there. Respiration means what? See children, through this nose, whatever air, oxygen we take through the windpipe, they reaches the lungs. And once you take a food, this oxygen will take or release energy from the food that you take. That process is called respiration. So why do we breathe actually? Breathing is done to provide oxygen to the body, and this oxygen will help to release energy by the process of respiration. So different living organisms we have a nose, windpipe and all. Different types of living organisms, they breathe in different way. You have learned already in lower classes that the fish breathe through with the help of gills. Earthworm, they breathe with the help of moist skin. Like that, different organisms, they breathe with different body parts. Now after taking food, after taking oxygen, we utilize the oxygen and food for releasing energy, and then whatever waste materials are there, that will be sent out of the body. See here, the urine is passed out. Same way the gobar also, it will come out. Carbon dioxide we send out. And we human beings, you know that when lots of water is there and when it is hot outside, we get sweating. Okay, these are all different methods of excretion in living organisms. So have you seen how does the plant excrete? Okay, how do they excrete? You might have seen some of the plants get rid of the waste by shedding their leaves. Some of them, their bark, some part of the bark will, the outer ring of the bark will come out. So there are different ways of removing the waste from the body. Okay, so every living organism, whether it is plants or animals, all of them, they send out the waste from their body. That is called excretion. Now every living organisms, they reproduce. Some of the means animals, they reproduce by giving birth to them, to their babies, and some of them like hen and all, they give birth by living or laying eggs, and the eggs get hatched and you get baby birds. Okay. Similarly, the plants, they get reproduced by different parts of the plant sometimes, and sometimes using through seeds. So every living organism, they reproduce and they give birth to either by giving birth to their babies or by producing eggs, and plants, they by through seeds, stem cutting, runners. There are so many methods. Even leaves, bryophyllum, you know, through the leaves they get reproduced. So all the living organism, they reproduce while non-living things do not reproduce. and then we discussed that every living organism live for a particular span of life. After that they all die. Okay, so these are the different characteristics of living organisms. That's all for today. Thank you.